Well, we mentioned off the top Wesley Gordon and Josh Scott are headed up to Boulder. Guess what? They're headed to the Pac-12 champions.
Which should mean they're headed where?
It's not should, they are. They're headed to the NCAA tournament. Their 23rd win. Congratulations to Tad Boyle and the University of Colorado. They're going dancing. 53-51 over Arizona today. Well done. Here's a turnover taken away by Jordan Scott.
Great defense on the baseline. Great help side by Jordan to come over.
Here's the future buff, and he swings across court to Justin Smith.
Kind of like we're watching a heavyweight fight. They're kind of feeling each other out, trying to figure out where they're going to have mismatches. And great hands right there by Wesley Gordon.
Well, they know each other well, and Scott bulls his way to the basket. Josh Scott, the senior, makes it 3-2.
If you're Wesley Gordon, you've got to hedge over to that left side of his body, make him use his right hand to go to the basket. He loves to dribble drive with the left hand.
Sharon Wilson steps inside after great hesitation, and Gordon is stripped down low. And that was Tim Helwich with the strip before he could go up.
Wilson has to attack the basket on that. He's got a clear lane. Go in, instead of shooting a jumper, attack the basket.
Boy, if you could post Jordan Scott said, you'd be in a good position. He's a 6'6" guard. He's got a 5'9" player on him. There's Jordan with it. Boy, that's a wild shot, and it goes in. Tim Helwich, and there's no shot clock. I have to remind you, because it's almost as if he thought there was a shot clock. Maybe in his head he had a shot clock going.
Well, he's tapping out right now, trying to get a sub in there. So maybe he was just tired and kind of. But use the glass, you got a chance.
And that three won't go. In the middle of the paint, it's pulled down by Josh Scott.
Can't fall in love with the jump shots. You still need to attack the basket. With their quickness, Sierra should be able to get to the rim anytime.
Now Scott against Gordon. And he gets the roll. He's really creative, isn't he, Seth?
He is. He used his body and his arms really well. Right there, Wesley needs to force him back to his right side. Don't allow him on that comfort side. That left-hand side is his comfort side.
And Jalen Little was fouled. First time out, 3:15 to go in the first quarter. 4A state title game. The Rangers of Lewis Palmer off to a 7-2 beginning behind Josh Scott. This little shot from Tim Helwich.
Here we go.
7-2 Lewis Palmer leading Sierra. Time now for the Subaru keys to the game. Subaru built for wherever life takes you. Said Bonner, what do you have?
You got to get quality play on both ends, and that's from your extras, your extra guys. Sharon Wilson, those kind of guys, He possibly needs a double-double tonight to try and help this team win. For Lewis Palmer, you got to control the boards. Keep Sierra from running with those guards. Slow him down.
So out of the timeout, Terry Dunn's team will get free throws. Going to the line will be Jalen Little, 5'11", senior guard. Three-guard lineup for Sierra. Not uncommon in the college level. You see that all the time at the collegiate level and quite frequently now at the high school level. What you don't often see are guys 6'9", 6'10" that move like Josh Scott and Wesley Gordon.
Absolutely, very, very skilled and very versatile big man. Agile. These are guys that size get stuck down there on the block and they don't let them handle the ball or do anything, but both these guys are good at handling the ball and being active.
Ethan Reicher's in the game. He feeds the post, and now Scott showing that he's got a little bit of range. Elbow jumper. Josh Scott with a half dozen here in the opening quarter, and it's 9-4, Lewis Palmer. Boy, he can elevate. That's a good-looking play. Good-looking shot. Jalen Little didn't fall, and Scott got the rebound in front of Wesley Gordon. Jordan Scott will fire at three. And another travel's called on Justin Smith. Second time he's been ticketed.
Absolutely. You get a look here at the younger brother creating, Jordan Scott creating, bringing help over, and look at Josh, step back and shoot the short jumper. That's got to make you happy. I mean, when a guy can step outside and do that, plus you know he likes going to the bucket. Talented.
And said he probably didn't have to do that much in high school, but at the next level, in the Pac-12, he's going to have to do that.
Absolutely, that's going to win games for the Buffs right there. That little short jumper and his ability to take it.
Deion Wilson turns it over. And Reicher will hand it right back to Jordan Scott. Scott gets in deep. And a foul, it's offensive.
What do they tell you, Coach? Stay on your feet. Don't leave your feet unless you're going to the basket. He leaves his feet to pass the ball. Nice job of stepping in there by Brown. Stands his ground, takes the charge.
Calvin Brown draws the offensive foul. 2 minutes to go in the first quarter. And you can sense the nerves, can't you?
Oh, absolutely. They're not flowing. Some guys are trying to press, trying to be active and aggressive. Jordan Scott, they're just picking up his second. It'll settle down though. They'll get into it.
Good first step quickness by Jalen Little. And the foul is on Tyler Owens. Both teams are not exceptionally deep in terms of this type of game, championship game. In the semis, in fact, Sierra played 6 players.
Well, I feel like their guard play and their guards' conditioning and their ability to run and play a lot of minutes.
Actually, let me correct that. They had a blowout. I'm mixing up schools, but 7 players for Lewis Palmer. Sierra was able to empty their bench, but while it was really competitive still, it was 6, maybe 6 and a half.
6, 7 guys, right? Great players, and you get a look at Sharon Wilson with the tip in there.
And on the floor before the shot, Justin Smith was fouled. See, the interesting thing said for Lewis Palmer, they have a couple of options on the block. They can go to Josh Scott, obviously, but you can also go to 24, Justin Smith. Loose basketball, Gordon and Scott. You think we'll be watching that in practice over the next 4 or 5 years?
Loose ball drills early on. Loose ball drills. They both get on the deck and get after. Look,
you know what that looked like? Looked like the old coin toss in the USFL.
Who started the game? Whoever got it, that's who has the ball. That's a nice job of hustling. Look at Josh get on the ground early and knock that ball out of there. That's a great effort play by both those young men.
Here's the facilitator. And Calvin Brown fires, no go. And the rebound comes to Smith.
Tough break, they got a good look. Wesley Gordon set a good pick.
He's going to go left and the block by Gordon. He had 8 in the semis. and he just rejected Josh Scott.
Love the block, but still, which way is he allowing him to drive on him? You know he's a lefty. Move your feet, cut off that left hand, make him go the opposite direction.
Get on the left hip. And the runner no good, affected by Jordan. And it comes away to Sierra. They're down 3, trying to push the tempo a little bit. Now they'll call a set play.
They're trying to get one shot. It's 30 seconds left.
Both of these schools very well coached.
Oh.
Well, the pass got deflected, and then it ends up going out of bounds to Lewis Palmer. It went off the nose of Sharon Wilson because of the deflection. 6.5 seconds left in the first quarter.
He caught that one twice. Caught him in the nose, straight up in the air, then off the back of the head. But Jalen threw a great pass right there. You got to get your hands up and be ready.
Runner, good if it goes. It does not, and the first quarter is done. Lewis Palmer will take a 3-point advantage to quarter number 2 in the 4A state title game. 9-6. They lead the Sierra Stallions.
To start the second quarter.
Root Sports is gearing up for baseball season by bringing you 6 Colorado Rockies spring training games live from Arizona. Take a look at the new squad next Saturday when the Rockies will take on the Los Angeles Dodgers at 2 p.m. right here on Root Sports. Watch the Rockies down in Scottsdale. Talking to Dan O'Dowd earlier today. Rockies have a lot of good young arms. They're going to mix with some veteran position players.
I wish I was down in Scottsdale right now.
Come on down.
Watch him.
Come on down. The weather's right. Watch a little hard ball. 9-6. Lewis Palmer with the 3-point lead in the basketball to begin the second quarter. Drew Goodman and Cedric Bonner. Mark Stout with us as well. Hellwich with the basketball. He'll get it out of that corner. Both of these teams being very patient. And a 20-foot push goes 19 in the weak side board away to Calvin Brown.
Talked about these teams starting slow. 11 turnovers between the two.
Well, that's not slow. That's a tie basketball game. And that's the young man that heated up in the first half against Broomfield, Dion Wilson.
Got a great look, super stroke. That thing was very nice coming out of his hand, looked good the whole way.
He's their best perimeter shooter. Well, you want to talk about a battle. Both Josh Scott and Wesley Gordon were down in the middle of the paint and had to pick themselves up. Here's Smith in deep, turnaround off the glass, well done. First hoop for Justin Smith, coming off a 26-point, 9-rebound, 3-block effort against Valor Christian.
He is the X factor.
Inside, Gordon to lay it in, and the foul on Helwich. First bucket for Wesley Gordon.
It's just a great pass.
It appears both schools are starting to loosen up a little bit. Some of the nerves are dissipating.
Absolutely. Helwich just a little bit late, rotating over, turned his back to a cutter. Down the middle, got too low beneath the basket. Wesley Gordon gets 3 the hard way.
Gordon, a 68% free throw shooter. 12-11. Sierra takes the lead back. Here's Scott, good dribbling skills, and he is fouled. He went right that time, and Gordon will pick up his future teammate.
He proved me wrong on that one. That time he dribbled to his right side. Looked very comfortable doing so.
Josh Scott will go at the line. He's got 2.
It's so impressive for a guy that size, with that kind of length, to be able to put the ball on the floor with control and take it to the basket.
Russ McKinstry was telling us, there he is on the left, that with his big man, and he's been blessed to have coached a number of big men. He coached Pat Garrett, who played a long time in Orlando. Great player at Lewis Palmer. Coach Matt Carroll at Smoky Hill, went on to Purdue. He believes when they're young, even if they're big, teach them to play point guard initially, so they have little man skills.
Teaching them outside in. That's a brilliant way of thinking. That way you're not just a guy down on the block. This way you're versatile. You create a lot more havoc.
Scott wants to go one-on-one again. He kicks it to the corner. 3-ball on its way. Nothing but the bottom. Knocked down by Ethan Hollenbach.
That's just a great pass and a good job of isolating, drawing defense over, and kicking by Josh Scott.
Now they lob into the big man. Gordon turns, and he's a great passer. Finds Sharon Wilson.
It's a nice finish, and
that's what Terry
good look.
That's what Terry done, and he's been around a lot of quality big men in his collegiate coaching career. He said one of the things that separates Wesley Gordon, his ability to block shots, his ability to pass the basketball. He's very unselfish.
He is, and I think almost to a fault at times. I think he's a guy that needs to be more aggressive.
20-second timeout call, or 30-second timeout called by Terry Dunn as we check in with Mark Stout. Mark?
You know what, guys, it is all good news for Tad Boyle. His Buffs are in the NCAA tournament, and these two incoming freshmen, Josh Scott and Wesley Gordon, are going to produce for CU. Now, Tad Boyle has experienced what these two guys are experiencing today. Back in 1981, he led Greeley Central to the 81 3A championship on this court. And Boyle said he will always remember carrying the gold ball around this arena. He was the prep player of the year back in '81, the Converse High School All-American, that dates us, and his number 33 hangs in the rafters at Greeley Central, but it's all good news for Tad Boyle. Drew?
Well, he sheds old school. Instead of wearing dress shoes today, he wore his old Converse high tops.
The weapons.
You have them still, don't you?
Yeah, oh, yeah. The Magic Johnson, Larry Bird ones? Of course I come on, man. I even got the cloth ones, the low tops. Converse icon.
He'll break out the Chucky Taylors.
That's right.
14-14 coming up on the 5-minute mark before halftime. Drew Goodman, Cedric Bonner, Mark Stout. Sierra in the maroon uniforms, Lewis Palmer is in the white. Brown gives off, Sharon Wilson steps inside and can't get that baseline jumper to fall.
I'd still like to see him attack the basket. He's got another 4 feet of room. The big man's clearing out for you, take it to the basket.
Sometimes that mid-range jumper is tougher than the 3.
Oh, it is.
Or obviously the lay-in.
Kind of speeding your delivery or slowing your delivery down and try to shoot it shorter. It doesn't work.
Elwich left alone, and he cashes a 3. Most improved player in the program for Lewis Palmer. He almost didn't make the varsity a year
notice.
ago.
He got the notice, and he took notice and went out and worked, and has been a key contributor.
Oh, see you later. That's a pretty move, but a block down low by Justin Smith.
Want to talk about help side defense. That's a great job of rotating by Justin Smith.
Great move by Jalen Little. Couldn't finish though. Josh Scott, and it'll go up on the right side. And there's the ball handling skills for the 6'10" man.
Absolutely. Wesley needs to be a little more aggressive with him, put a little more body on him. Don't stand straight up and down, get low in a stance, and really put a little more body, make him work a little harder to get around him.
Good 5-0 run for the Rangers. And
Nice
a turnover. 2-on-2. Down the lane, and the layup is missed by Tyler Owens. I like his aggressiveness though.
Absolutely, that's great hands right there by Hellwood to start that fast break. Get it out to Owens. Good look, just couldn't finish it.
Wilson kicks it to Brown. 3 ball is there. Calvin Brown.
But that's where the advantage is with Sierra. They can dribble drive into the lane, kick, hit some of those spot-up shooters and get some big 3 balls.
And a block by Gordon on Jordan Scott. That'll take us to another timeout. 2:39 to go in the second quarter. 19-17, Lewis Palmer. (1917) Lewis Palmer. The Colorado High School Basketball Championships will be available on demand in its entirety starting next week on CHSAA TV. Stop, pause, rewind your favorite plays, and fast forward through the rest only on CHSAA TV. Well, getting ready to warm up the Chaparral Wolverines. Now, the beautiful thing, in the past, Chaparral and Arapahoe immediately following this game, the 5A Boys State Championship game. That'll be a dandy we'll have right here on Root Sports. In the past, there wasn't any place to warm up. Now there's 2 beautiful gyms in the new practice facility.
Yeah, this facility is really, really nice. Huge, brand new. I mean, why wouldn't you want to come to school here? This is a great facility, great campus.
When in trouble, find your big brother, right?
Sometimes you got to fight your own battles. Don't pick your dribble up.
The play has picked up, would you say, Seth, this second quarter? That's a travel.
We give it to Jinx.
Yeah,
yeah, it absolutely has. The aggressiveness.
The kids are a little looser.
Well, they got into the flow and probably got over to the bench and got yelled at a little bit, about why you're so tight. Been doing this all year. You've been doing this your whole life. Just go out and do what you do. Like to see Wesley square up there, face the basket,
there was
and
no
be
face.
a threat.
Yeah. Here's a long three by Calvin Brown again. And Gordon comes up with it. That won't stick. Gordon with the stick back.
Nice rebound.
Second hoop, 5 points for Wesley Gordon. 19-19, we're tied again. So Sierra, after seeing a mini 5-0 run by Lewis Palmer, comes right back to even things up. Inside, good entry pass. Josh Scott is fouled. He'll have a three-point opportunity.
Wesley's just letting him get too deep. You've got to force him off of this spot. Look how deep he is under the basket. You can't let a guy 6'10" get this position on you. That's way too late. You got to force him off the spot with a little physical play. But
and Gordon's a little thicker than
absolutely.
Scott. Scott's still developing 6'10", but he's
not as aggressive right now. Scott's being more aggressive.
And Josh Scott with 11 points here in the opening half. Pretty good student as well, just under a 3-0 in the classroom. Little brother Jordan, with a 3-4 in the classroom.
He was the lowest one, just under 3-0. They were all above 3-0.
Boy, you like seeing that.
Absolutely.
And evidently, Jalen Little stepped on the baseline, so it's a turnover. 22-19, Lewis Palmer with a minute 4 to go in the first half.
In the grade 8, they struggled when Wesley went to the bench. I mean, they only have to weather him for a minute or so, but when he went to the bench, Sierra struggled when Gordon wasn't in the game.
Oh, good entry pass and a slam by Josh Scott. Threw it over the top as they fronted Scott.
You can't front on a guy and let him push you up that high.
Well, you can't front in that position because you have no weak side. There is no weak side. The ball was straight up. 24 seconds to go. Little drives, and Smith says, not here, not now. Another block for Justin Smith, his second. He had 3 in the semis.
I love Justin Smith's game, but you see the good seal. You see how far he pushed the defender up. When he caught that ball, there was nothing there. He just had to go up strong and finish. Nice job doing so. And that's 3 consecutive trips down the floor without any points. 2 turnovers. You can't have that. And we talked about when Wesley Gordon goes out of the game, they struggle. They've given up 6 straight points here.
And Scott missed the layup. Jordan Scott got all the way to the bucket and then blew the left-handed layup. And a rejection again at Smith. Still 7 seconds, and Scott didn't realize it, but helping out was Justin Smith. He went 94 feet. That shot is not going to count even if it was on line. So the Rangers a late blitz, and they'll take a 7-point lead in the 4A state title game in the locker room. There's Smith, he made the block. Now watch 24 left wing.
That is just great effort, a great hustle play, and a good finish, soft touch. Running like that, finishing the play. I'll tell you, he's a nice contributor. Good to have a 6'5" guy in your back pocket when you need him.
Absolutely, they can get off the floor. Russ McKinstry has made his way to Mark Stout. Mark?
Coach, you got to like your help defensively down under, huh?
Yeah, we still have to do a better job on backside. Their pick and roll games hurt us a little bit. Their point guard's pretty quick. We're not getting out, and he's turning the corner on us, so we'll have to make that adjustment, but overall, pretty good half of defense.
Can you take advantage of Jordan Scott and a post-up situation?
Yeah, we've been trying to. Jordan picked up 2 fouls early, so he had to set quite a bit, and he got a little bit tentative, so we'll try and go back to that in the second half.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks a lot.
Let's go back to Drew.
All right, Mark, thank you very much. Russ McKinstry, he has seen a lot of success in his coaching days in Colorado high school basketball. And right now, his club, Lewis Palmer, leading by 7 over the Sierra Stallions. You're watching the Boys High School Basketball Championships on Root Sports, your ticket to state.
At 6 feet 10 inches, Josh Scott's play speaks loudly. It's halftime of the boys 4A championship game, and the Lewis Palmer Rangers have a 26-19 lead. And they've been led in this first half by their big man, Josh Scott. He has 13 points. Let's learn a little bit more about the guy that's going to be playing here collegiately for the University of Colorado. At 6 feet 10 inches, Josh Scott's play speaks loudly, even if he doesn't. The modest forward carries an attitude that quietly says, I will do whatever it takes to be the best.
He's just got the whole package. Work ethic, soft hands, runs the floor really well, determination. He's just the greatest kid. Very humble, very modest, very driven. Really has done everything we've asked him to do and gone beyond that.
He's a fun guy to play with. I mean, he's strong, he's big, he knows how to put the ball in the basket. I mean, he's a real inside presence for us, and I mean, we really enjoy playing with him. I love playing with him.
The Lewis Palmer Sr. doesn't need to advertise. After all, he's the top-ranked player in Colorado. But that top ranking wasn't certain after Scott suffered through a foot injury a year ago. But Josh dedicated himself to working even harder on his game during the offseason.
I wanted to prove that I was the best player in the state, and as a team I came back wanting to just prove the same thing I've done every year, which is try to win a state championship and that we're the best team. And so far we've put ourselves in great places to do that, and so I'm excited how my senior year's ended, and it's kind of storybook for me.
Next season, he moves from Monument to Boulder to be the centerpiece of Tad Boyle's 2012 recruiting class, one that focused on keeping the best players from the state in the state.
I probably was very encouraging, maybe to a fault, that I'd like him to go to CU, because I felt like, first of all, I thought Coach Boyle would do a great job of taking his talents now and developing them even more in his type of system. And then I just really wanted to see what it would be like if some of the better players in the state all went to CU as a group. I just think Tad is going to make CU basketball a really special thing.
I went up to the campus for the first time, and the first thing my mom and me said was, I can't believe how nice this campus is, and I felt comfortable right off the bat. And most people say, why wouldn't you go to a bigger college? The thing is that I really like CU, and I really like the coaches, and I really like what they're doing. I'm excited to play with the good players they have with Spencer Dinwiddie and Askia Booker, and it was the perfect place for me.
Thanks to Credit Union of Colorado for giving us a closer look at Josh Scott. Become a Credit Union of Colorado member. Find out how today at cuofco.org. There's a lot of Division I kids playing next season that are playing this year here in Colorado. You know about Josh Scott. How about this next 5A game? Josh Adams and Corey Calvert, the backcourt for Chaparral, going to Wyoming and BYU. They are some standout players. When we come back, we're going to talk about Title IX. It is the 40th anniversary of Title IX. We have a ticket to state winner to show you and talk to. That's coming up. Halftime of the 4A title game for the boys, and the Rangers have a 7-point lead over the Stallions here in Boulder. It's halftime in Boulder. It's the 4A title game. Lewis Palmer led by 3 after a quarter. They've increased their lead to 26-19 here at the half. Mark Stout joined by Haley Pedersen. She's from Granby. And we had a little contest, a little ticket to state contest, and it involved Title IX because Title IX is 40 years old here in 2012. And Haley, you wrote an essay that had something to do about your sister Quincy. Tell us about that.
Well, my essay was just basically about how, because of Title IX, my sister was given an opportunity and a scholarship to the University of Northern Colorado, where she does track, and it just took a lot of financial strain off of our family, so.
Tell me about her track career.
Well, in high school, she got first place in state, and then she got scouted, and she went there, and she's done good. She's only done indoor track so far, but she's starting outdoor track now, so.
Now, one other interesting thing is your teacher told you about the ticket to state contest. Tell me about that.
She gave us the paper that says what it was about and told us that we had an opportunity to do it if we wanted to, and I just thought that it related a lot to my life, so I decided to do it.
Nice work. You won a trip here to the Coors Event Center, your first time in Boulder for a game. Enjoy the championship games.
Thank you.
All right, there's Haley Pedersen. She's our ticket to state winner. When we come back, we have highlights and stats from this first half of the 4A boys title game in Boulder.
Halftime continues from the Coors Event Center in Boulder, the 4A state championship game, as you watch the 5A teams get loose. That'll be Chaparral and Arapahoe in a little bit, but we have unfinished business in the 4A game. With said Bonner, I'm Drew Goodman. A late run by Lewis Palmer right now, the difference as we break here at intermission.
Absolutely. Wesley Gordon went out of the game in foul trouble, and they just turned it on for the final minute, creating that lead, but it's been a magical half for our man Josh Scott.
Yeah, Josh Scott was able to get to both sides of the bucket. He wants to go left, but he showed that he can also go right.
Absolutely, taking advantage of being a little quicker than Wesley Gordon. You see the big hustle play here. He is trying to get it done. 13 big points on 6 of 8 shooting. See the soft touch from the big man. He has been spectacular and just really posted up and having his way with what looks like a bigger, stronger player as you get a look at the stats here.
Well, Sierra did not shoot it well. It picked up a little bit in the second quarter. Lewis Palmer at 52%. Any coach would take that. And, you know, the rebound being pretty close. Bench points is not huge because the starting 5 play the vast majority of minutes.
Absolutely. They don't play a whole lot of guys, but the guy that needs to turn it up in the second half is going to be Wesley Gordon. He's going to have to become more aggressive. Only taking 2 shots, and those were shots he got off the rebounds. They're not running any sets for him. He's going to have to demand the ball and make some things happen.
And Terry Dunn said, and you've seen him play, that sometimes he's too unselfish.
Absolutely, and it can hurt your team. He is a dominant big man who needs to go and assert himself in there to make things happen.
All right, a 7-point lead for Lewis Palmer at the break. When we come back, quarter number 3 in the 4A state title game here in Boulder.
All right, Drew, Coach, can you get Wesley Gordon to be a little bit more assertive?
Well, that's what we talked about at halftime, and I think Josh is more the aggressor right now. And, you know, he's picked up the second foul, which was probably not a good foul to pick up at that particular time. So, you know, now we've got to come up with something a little different in terms of how we guard Josh.
Is there any other concerns that you have here heading into the third?
You know, a couple of miscues on defense where we gave up a couple threes, and then basically, you know, we just got to get our shots to go down.
Thanks, Coach.
You bet.
All right. Drew. All right, Drew, Coach, can you get Wesley Gordon to be a little bit more?
To start the second half for the Sierra Stallions, number 3, Dion Wilson, number 5, Calvin Brown, number 20, Jalen Little, number 25, Wesley Gordon, and number 40, Sharon Wilson. Starting the second half for the Rangers, number 5, Jordan Scott, number 11, Tim Hellman, number 24, Justin Smith, number 25, Tyler Owens, number 40, Josh Scott.
Back in Boulder on a beautiful evening. CU is the Pac-12 champions, and we're going to find out in a little more than 16 minutes of basketball who will be the 4A state champions this year. Sierra down 7 against Lewis Palmer. And a moment ago, Sierra's head coach Terry Dunn with our Mark Stout.
All right, Drew, Coach, can you get Wesley Gordon to be a little bit more assertive?
Well, that's what we talked about at halftime, and I think Josh is more the aggressor right now. And, you know, he's picked up the second foul, which was probably not a good foul to pick up at that particular time. So, you know, now we've got to come up with something a little different in terms of how we guard Josh.
Is there any other concerns that you have here heading into the third?
You know, a couple of miscues on defense where we gave up a couple threes, and then basically, you know, we just got to get our shots to go down.
Thanks, Coach.
You bet.
All right. Drew.
All right, Mark, thank you. The words of Terry Dunn. And Sierra starts with the basketball. Good ball movement, and that will count. That is a good start. Talking about shots going down. That goes down for Jalen Little.
This is a nice dribble drive. Gets in the lane and elevates, and you see the rake across the arm there, but good strength by Jalen Little to go ahead and get that ball up and give himself a chance for 3 the hard way.
They have an advantage in the backcourt with quickness.
And they're not utilizing it when they're settling for those jump shots. You got to attack and attack. Big man's got to make himself available to those passes when they do attack.
Yeah, I was going to say it's a rare miss from the free throw line for Little. He shoots 94% on the season. 5-point basketball game, and they go into Scott. He's guarded by Gordon, and Gordon affected the shot, but did not foul. There's a Wilson 3, it rolls out.
Ooh, that thing was all the way down in there, came out, but a good look.
Individually, here's the leading scorers for both schools. Josh Scott, the leading scorer in the game with 13. Wesley Gordon on but he only took 5 shots. He's going to get a steal there, and then a foul on Tim Helwich.
It's just not a good pass. You can't make a cross-court pass over a 6'8 guy, 6'9 guy. Something you can't do in these kind of games. You have to make the perfect pass, just make the right pass.
Boy, that's a great point at any level. Deion Wilson goes up top to Little. And Sharon Wilson with a runner. And that goes down. So Terry Dunn was asking for some shots to fall, and 2 of the first 3 fall. 3-point game. Here's an open 3 for Smith, and he doesn't get the roll. Scott backs it around, 2-on-1 the other direction. Little, really beautiful feed.
Yes.
Gorgeous feed for the layup to Calvin Brown.
And right now they're setting the tempo with this pressure. This trap is causing some problems, and we talked about the foot speed of Lewis Palmer is not what it is for Sierra. And they're taking advantage of it right now, running guys out, trapping.
Good timeout for Russ McKinstry. A 6-0 run and a gorgeous feed. A little no-look pass, Jalen Little to Calvin Brown.
Jalen Little being real aggressive here, playing smart, playing heads-up basketball, leading his team right now. And just like that, runs go. They went on one.
Amazing how good an offense looks when shots fall.
When they fall and you play great defense.
Absolutely, and they're getting offense off their defense. We visit again with Mark Stout. Mark?
You know what, guys? Jalen Little has been here before. 12 years ago, he was the ball boy for the Stallions when they won the 4A title. His brother Ryan was on the 2000 championship Sierra team. I asked him if his brother still plays basketball. He answered, not really, he's a brain surgeon. I said, right, he's a brain surgeon. Well, he works in the medical field with CAT scans and the brain, so yes, he's a brain surgeon. This guy's a heady player, and you know, he transferred from Palmer and missed the first 11 games of this season, guys.
Beautiful pass, but Wesley Gordon erased it.
Great help side defense.
Palmer's 0 for 3 early. Sierra 3 for 4 in the second half. They could take the lead. They were down 7 a moment ago. Calvin Brown on the weak side. Now up top, Deion Wilson. Good ball movement by Sierra. Backdoor cut. And the layup was missed by Little. And now we have a loose ball foul. Josh Scott is going to get ticketed.
Tough call on Josh Scott. This is a great backdoor cut here. Look at the pass by Sharon Wilson. Great bounce pass. It's pretty good defense there. Josh Scott comes over and stands tall, forces a tough shot by Jalen Little.
And keep the arms vertical. And Gordon cut off on the baseline by Josh Scott. And repost. Good hands, Gordon. Inside, the runner no good. The follow is there. It was Calvin Brown. He's got 7. The 6'1" senior. He's got ties to Boulder's cousins, Chauncey Billups. And the Stallions are ahead by 1. And that's a walk called on Jordan Scott.
And he is just not able to find his rhythm since he's been in this building. I mean, he's been a key contributor for this team all year. He's still trying to find his way. Since they've come up to Boulder, he's struggled.
And the 70-59 win over Valor, he did struggle.
6 points. I mean, for one of your leading scorers, it's a tough game for him.
He was 3 of 11 in that ball game. A lot of basketball left though. 4:20 to go in the third quarter. And the jumper from 3-point range is short. And Helwich fired it off a Sierra player, but it came back and hit him out of bounds.
And he's saying, I'm out of bounds, but it's still...
It has to hit the deck first.
Absolutely. It's a heads-up play right there, but he threw it so hard, and You got to throw it to her soft section of the body. You can't throw it to that knee because it's going to come back at you.
Little penetrates. Good decision making by the trio of guards right now for Sierra. Sharon Wilson, another runner. And the little man again, Calvin Brown. Second time he's got an offensive rebound and a layup. It is a 3-point Sierra lead. 9 points for Calvin Brown.
There you go. That's a good job. He's pushing him up off the spot.
You know what? Scott realizes they need him right now. John Scott didn't hesitate, did he, Seth?
No, not at all. Great move. Very physical.
Dion Wilson misses the three. Josh Scott cleans the glass. Lewis Palmer can retake the lead. Down the lane, layup no good. Kicked around, it comes outside to Jordan Scott. And his runner falls. Jordan Scott puts Palmer back in front. His first field goal of the game. 3 minutes to go in the third. And the pull-up.
Where's the ball movement that was going on in the previous series when they were pretty much in control? Now it's quick shots, one and done. Lewis Palmer tightening up the defense. Almost, if you're Wesley Gordon here, back up off of him and let him sit out there. There's no reason to come up and contest. He's beat you off the dribble both ways. Back up off him off the dribble. Side back and help.
I think Josh Scott's almost catching his breath. He played all 32 minutes in the semis. Timeout on the floor, 2:26 to go in the third. Back and forth we go, 30-29, Lewis Palmer.
NCAA.com/youth clinics. The NCAA Women's Final Four, it's over in just 3 games.
Tom? 30-29, Lewis Palmer had a 7-point lead at halftime. Then Sierra came storming out of the gate in the third quarter, took the lead by 3. Now Palmer is back up by 1. They're hoping this is their year. 3 straight years with Josh Scott, they've lost in the semis. Then they lost to Sierra, who went on to win it in 2009. Sierra won it again in 2010. And last year with Xavier Sterling won it. Xavier's coming up here to play his college basketball as well. 3 in-state recruits from the University of Colorado. Well, they got past the Final Four. Now they're seeing if they can get past Sierra here in the championship game.
Their nemesis. There was no sigh of relief when they got here. They want to finish this thing off and get that trophy.
Smith down low, and they finally got a post up for the younger Scott, Jordan Scott, and he missed from point-blank range. Jalen Little the other direction.
Just unsettled, doesn't seem settled in his game. He's a terrific young player.
Well, they were running a set play, and somebody didn't go the right direction. Terry Dunn exploded out of his chair. Nice move by Sharon Wilson. Boy, that's a good-looking move by Sharon. He's got 8 points in the game, right at his average.
He's going to have to provide those kind of plays and good minutes on both ends of the floor.
Sierra back up 1. Spacing not good right now for Lewis Palmer. Good hands there by Ethan Riker to keep that from going out of bounds. Double team. Scott had a roof put on it by Gordon.
Got out of position a little bit too low for that.
Gordon kicks it outside. And a loose basketball knocked away. And here's Scott running the floor. And he traveled. Did Gordon kick that ball too quick for you?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Go ahead and make a strong move. You shouldn't care if the man's coming over. You see how low Josh Scott is. He's underneath the bucket, really nowhere to go. He had to jump back into the defender to create that move, but a nice job by Wesley Gordon to block that shot. On the other end, I'd love to see him attack the basket and get a shot on.
Scott all over Gordon, 30 feet from the hoop. Ball screen, Little penetrates, fancy. Nice job. Jalen Little under control. He's got a 33-30 Sierra.
Good player, Jalen Little. Very smart.
Yeah, Josh Scott being harassed. 10 to go in the third quarter. And Jordan Scott almost got ripped. 5 to go. Josh Scott in deep.
That's just a battle right there. Because that was great defense by Wesley Gordon. Scott was not going to be denied. That was a battle right there.
How do you like this game? Just as we suspected, we'll go to the final chapter in the 4A state title game. 1 point separating Sierra and Lewis Palmer. 33-32. Sierra fired up. We're set for the fourth quarter. 8 minutes left in regulation. Sierra leading Lewis Palmer 33-32. The comparison of the two CU-bound big men. 6'10", Josh Scott, 17 points on 8 of 12 shooting, 3 boards. 6'8", Wesley Gordon, 5 points. He's taken only 3 shots. He does have 8 rebounds and 4 blocks.
Very nice night for both. He is starting to get a little more aggressive. I think there's a sense of urgency within him right now. He understands that this is the last 8 minutes of his high school career. If he wants to achieve his goal of being a state champion, he's got to do it right now.
Post up Jordan, and he was fouled. He'll get free throws. Let's take a look at the numbers through 3 quarters in a 1-point affair. Sierra has picked up the field goal percentage. They were in the high 30s in the first half. Lewis Palmer's cooled off a little bit, and that's why we're sitting here with a Sierra 1-point lead.
That and a great defense that Sierra picked up. They start trapping, full court trap and press, and creating some turnovers and making some things happen.
And they're +7 on the glass. Free throws made by Jordan Scott, and Lewis Palmer goes in front by 1. Little checked by Tyler Owens. They're both teams so well coached. I think you can always tell, said, by how a team plays defense in terms of the coaching acumen. And a travel's called on Justin Smith.
He got that ball, he was a little off balance, took a little hop and called a travel, but you're not going to get a better look than what Jalen just got there. He just didn't hit the shot. Jalen Little gets the shot, but you see the travel there by Smith.
There's Dion Wilson. Gordon, again, only 3 shots. That's pretty good
nice
looking move.
Left.
And he throws it in with his offhand.
That is a nice left hand and a strong finish.
Now, Josh Scott against Valor in a close game scored 14 of the first 16 points of the 4th quarter against Valor. He knows when it's winning time, and he's battling for position in the high post right now with Gordon. But they go to the younger Scott again, and a foul. Mark Stout asked Coach McKinstry, can you get some post-ups for Jordan Scott? He said, we're trying. He got in foul trouble. He got tentative. They've been able to post him here of late.
Absolutely, and he's slowly getting himself into this game. 4 points in the second half, a couple of trips to the line, and he's knocking him down. And I give him the announcer jinx.
No, you can't do that. Scott family, very interesting. Mom, an Air Force Academy grad, played basketball. Dad, an Air Force Academy grad, played football.
My 2 favorite sports, man. It's awesome.
Yep.
I like to have Jordan as a tight end.
Well, according to the brothers, Mom does most of the basketball coaching.
Most football guys think they can hoop.
Gordon has to kick it, and nobody home, so a turnover. Good collapsing defense by Lewis Palmer.
Good help, and you never leave your feet. If you're unsure of what's going to happen, you can't leave your feet.
Scott goes one-on-one, and a foul on Gordon. That'll be the 3rd on Gordon.
That's a tough call on Gordon, but still, he backs off and he kind of jumps up. He's got his left arm on him, the little arm bar, and for 2 big men, you got to let that one play out. As they say in the park, the ball doesn't lie.
No, it doesn't. You know, Josh Scott was on everybody's radar a couple of years ago, and then he had foot surgery, and a lot of the big-name schools backed off for a little bit. Arizona, UCLA, Oklahoma State. They came back like gangbusters when he proved to be fine. But CU and Tad Boyle's staff had stayed on him, and he said, you know what? I want to be loyal to the University of Colorado. They stayed with me through the injury. This kid was a national recruit, a top 50 player nationally.
That's awesome for Colorado. That's a good job by Thad Boyle to continue and to give this kid an opportunity to get healthy and be a part of this program.
Yeah.
And it shows what kind of character he has by not chasing down the UCLAs, the Arizona's the so-called big-time programs.
Absolutely.
To stay home and play.
The other huddle is a man I've known a little bit for a number of years, Terry Dunn. And Terry's been everywhere. He was at Harrison High School. He went to the University of Northern Colorado as a player. And then he went back to Harrison as the head coach. Then he was an assistant at Army for Tom Miller. Went to Air Force as an assistant. He was an assistant under Stu Morrill at CSU, an assistant at the University of Colorado for 8 years. And then he was the head coach at Dartmouth for the better part of 6 seasons. And now he's back in his home of Colorado Springs. He has been literally to every school in the state of Colorado, pretty much. Terry Dunn said, I'm having deja vu being back on this floor. He was an assistant for Ricardo Patton.
He said it's like being home again, but talk about him being a lifer. He's a lifer.
He's got a lot of home.
Been pretty successful everywhere he's been.
He has. Good man, Terry Dunn. 1-point lead for Lewis Palmer. Here's Little. Sharon Wilson backs it out against Smith. Into Gordon, and Gordon goes to the right hand. That's a pretty jump hook. We've seen it with both hands. Use it more, young man, right?
Absolutely. Be more aggressive, and you see they ran that play, took their time, got it inside.
That was a very polished post move.
Absolutely.
No jump hook in the paint. 37-36, Sierra back up one. And it was broken up by Gordon. Tried to get it into Josh Scott. Offensive foul called on Wilson. Let's watch the previous possession for Sierra. Good entry pass.
You see that he fills, comes around, keeps that ball nice and tall. I tell you, that's a shot that every big man needs to have in his repertoire. You cannot block that shot. I don't care how big the guy is. If you square up and do it right, you can't block that shot.
I hope this is just a cramp. And the way the trainer is working on Dion Wilson, that suggests a cramp. The Colorado High School Basketball Championships will be available on demand in its entirety starting next week on CHSAA TV. Stop, pause, rewind your favorite plays, and fast forward through the rest only on CHSAA TV. If you've never had a cramp, it can be extremely painful and debilitating.
That's why I never make fun of anybody. I've had a full body lockup, and it is no fun. No fun. 4 IV bags it took to get me right.
I was going to say, you got to start pumping fluids when you cramp. And a lot of these kids playing huge minutes.
I almost start sweating there with a flashback.
Easy. 5 minutes to go in the fourth. 37-36 Sierra. Tyler Owens.
That's a great job by Owens staying with it. A little careless with the ball. Jalen Little almost made him pay for it, but a good job of not giving up on the play by Tyler Owens. Was able to regain it.
Outside to Josh Scott. The two CU-bound big men playing one another the whole game. Gordon giving him room. Scott goes left, and he throws up an air ball. Maybe it was partially blocked, and a jump ball. And the possession arrow goes to Sierra.
It had to be blocked because it didn't touch anything, and he got his own rebound.
Right, it would have been a travel.
Absolutely. See the physical play?
It was blocked.
Yep, nice job by Wesley to get up there and block it.
Unofficially, I think that's 5 blocked shots for Gordon. He had 8 semis against Broomfield. Titus Winters, number 12, in the basketball game now for Sierra. He's like the other 3 guards, man. He's lightning quick.
Nice job.
That's Marcus Haynes. Wearing a Jalen Little jersey, and the layup was missed. Brown missed it, and we have a foul prior to the turnover. It'll be against Sierra.
So this is a nice job. He kind of stumbles. You see him keeping the dribble going, but then it gets touched right there by Owens. So he goes down. You got to finish that if you're Calvin Brown. That's a highlight play.
That's a 3-point lead. And let's see if they feed Josh Scott again. 4 minutes, inside 4 minutes to play. Sierra by 1. 7-point Lewis Palmer lead at halftime. And Smith.
There's the help side.
Yeah, the help side was late getting there. 19 for Josh Scott.
Well, that's way too easy. If you're going to front, you got to help on the backside.
Here's a pull up by Little, nothing but the bottom. 1-point game. 39-38.
He's got great elevation on his jump shot. He's able to stop on a dime.
He's in double figures with 10. Smith had it knocked away. A turnover. Sierra's Sharon Wilson causing it.
There's a battle play right there. Did a nice job of working across. Denied with that offhand.
Boy, Wilson could have attacked there. It would have been a 4-on-3. Justin Smith picks up the foul. 39-38 Sierra. Watch the entry pass. Smith, help side late. Josh Scott flushes it at the other end. Jalen Little elevates from 15. A 1-point lead for the Sierra Stallions. 2:54 left. A reminder, the baseball season is right around the corner. Rockies All Access Commercial Show 2012 is coming up. It'll be next Saturday night at 5 right here on Root Sports. That'll follow our ball game against the Los Angeles Dodgers here on Root Sports. First 6 broadcasts you'll see on Root. Spring training 2012 for the Rockies. 39-38, Sierra leading. Drew Goodman, Seth Bonner, and Mark Stout. Still to come, the 5A state title game. Chaparral and Arapahoe. And if you think this thing's been a battle, that will be a battle as well.
Talented players. You might want to stick around for that. Some explosive players, some great teamwork.
You know, the state, a lot of years has been devoid of Division I prospects. There's a slew of them this year.
Absolutely, and you're going to get a chance to see 4 of them in these 2 games.
And that backcourt for Chaparral is special, and Arapahoe, they run a clinic out there.
They're a machine, man. It's a machine. They put on clinics.
2.5 to go. Sierra by 1, being patient. First game, Palmer won. Lewis Palmer won 45-42. And it's a similar kind of pace tonight in the 4A state title game. Good job by Owen staying in front, and then a foul. Little's a tough cover, isn't he, Seth?
He really, because he's so quick, and it's almost like he's one of those herky-jerky kind of players where you relax for a second and he takes off on you. Just a little stutter step, but there's the rake across the body as Little goes up for the shot.
To the line, shooting 2.
And now a timeout. Sierra calls a timeout with 2:07 left. Sierra has 6, Lewis Palmer 5, 1-1 at 7.
Well, I think that's why you see them being patient. They want to get into that bonus and really try to knock it down from the free throw line where they've been really good. I mean, you get Jalen Little there, he's pretty much automatic.
94%er for Jalen Little. Or Wesley Gordon, he's a defense-first guy. He hasn't taken many shots. He has 9 points in the game. But that's what he does exceptionally well.
Block shots, helps rotationally, but he's a guy that is so unselfish. But you watch, I mean, he's got some great skills. You see the left hand step through right there. He did it with the right hand after that on the jump hook. He's got great skills. He's a little passive on the court. He's a guy that can really dominate if he just asserts himself.
Little knocks down the free throw, 11 in the game for Jalen, 5'11" senior. Oh, it's a good looking stroke. It is. And it's a 3-point Sierra lead. Josh Scott brings it up the floor. Hand off to Owens. What a lob, nice catch, and a block by Gordon. And then a jump ball, and Lewis Palmer is going to get it. Gordon blocks Scott again.
He waits too long, he should just explode back up. That's a good block. Great lob.
He never created space either.
Well, there's no reason to bring it down.
And it's a block, but a foul. He does it. He's not using his derriere.
No,
let's be honest.
He's just kind of under the basket trying to jump. Same thing here. He just kind of gets the ball out away from his body. Doesn't really spread out.
That's 4 on Gordon. Josh Scott makes it a 2-point game with his 21st point of the ball game. Misses, gets his own rebound, and ties it up. Box the shooter. I mean, it's talked about every free throw.
It's almost impossible for him to be the first one in there without it being some kind of lane violation, but if you're the third man up on that stack, you've got to box out the shooter.
And now full court pressure. Numbers right, 3 on 2, and Gordon just decided to back it out. That was tipped. It's not a backcourt violation. And a gamble defense there by Jordan Scott. And now they double in the corner.
1 minute left in the contest.
And a foul. Which way? An offensive foul on Sierra.
Can't leave your feet. Sharon Williams on the baseline. He goes baseline and leaves his feet. There's no reason to do so, but he leaves his feet. As we talked about earlier, you shouldn't be able to take a charge underneath the basket.
Here's the missed free throw, and nobody boxed out Josh Scott.
As you see, he's going, he knows it's short, he's in, and everybody's standing there watching. Don't get caught watching the paint dry, and they all do.
41-41, 59 seconds left. One of the things when you have such a dominant player set as Lewis Palmer does, everybody's looking at him right now, and sometimes other guys have to not be afraid to take a big shot.
Right. Well, you can't be afraid of failing. I mean, that's the thing. You get in these situations, You can't be afraid to fail. If you're afraid to fail, you're never going to succeed. So you got to go ahead and take the shot. If you've got an open look or the right shot, you've got to be the guy to hit it.
And the interesting thing is, 4 fouls on Wesley Gordon. Terry Dunn, there's 59 seconds left in the state championship game in regulation. He has allowed Gordon to guard Scott, man up the whole game. Do you give him help here or not?
Well, you have to, and I think they've been trying to get help the entire time. That's why he's fronting. It's just not coming at the right times. It's been a little late, and if you look down on the baseline, you see Sharon Wilson. He's so occupied with what Justin Smith is doing. Visually, he can't tell you what's happening with the two bigs.
Let's see how patient Lewis Palmer is. Okay, here's Smith firing a 3, he knocks it down. Talk about somebody else not afraid to step up. Smith, who had a 26-point effort in the semis. Biggest shot of his career. 44-41, Lewis Palmer.
You have to give Coach McKinstry credit for this. This was a design play. You see him come off the pick. Good job of sealing 2 by Josh Scott. Justin Smith steps around the pick and calmly nails it. And that is ice in the veins right there. That is not being afraid of the moment to take that big shot. That is a huge shot.
And here's the hardware. The Class 4A state champion for 2012. It's going to go to the wire. 44-41, Lewis Palmer. They were up 7 at halftime. Sierra dominated the third quarter. And now Terry Dunn drawing up a play on offense. Now with 32 seconds left, ostensibly, you don't have to shoot a 3.
Well, you'd like to get to the basket and score anything quick. The longer you wait, then you're going to have to take that 3. But if you can get to the basket and get 2 and then foul the right player, give yourself a chance.
And a very similar score to that game on February 10th. Terry Dunn, who's been in every gym in America, told us that was as great an atmosphere for a basketball game, not high school. Any game he's been associated with, he's been a collegiate coach for more than 20 years. The greatest atmosphere he's ever been associated with, or as great, that game earlier in the season in February. Here's a 3 for Wilson. Short, Justin Smith the rebound, and immediately a foul. That's the 9th on the Stallions, so it's a 1-and-1 at the other end. Justin Smith, all of a sudden, really stepping up here late. Good look for Sharon.
But I think there's better options through the offense. Not saying you have to go down inside, but no way I'm taking the ball out of Jalen Little's hands. I'm keeping the ball in his hands as long as possible to allow him to create an open look. That was a contested jumper.
Again, this is a 1-and-1. We can make it a 2-possession game. He misses, and Scott
could have been called for a foul.
He could have been. Instead, it's just out of bounds to Sierra. So it's still a 3-point game. The Stallions have it. And now Russ McKinstry is going to put on 94 feet of defense. They want Little with the basketball. And a foul. And that's just the 6th, or is that the 7th? I think that's just the 6th. Wanted to make sure the scoreboard, well, they hadn't changed it yet. It is the 7th. They still haven't changed it, but we're being told it is a 1-and-1. Dion Wilson, who interestingly may be the best perimeter shooter, but shot just 57% from the stripe during the season.
It's all concentration.
Got the roll.
There's the bonus. Nice soft bounce.
Man, how do you like this game? 1-point affair.
That's a
And
nice
another
foul.
timeout. Clutch free throws from Dion Wilson, the 5'8" senior.
He's playing with 4 fouls, mind you. He's been out there for a lot of minutes with 4 fouls, but steps up and calmly hits 2.
Most consecutive state championships, Marino in the late 70s won 5 in a row. This would be 3 out of 4 years for Sierra. Sterling won it last year.
Yeah, but still, to be able to be on 2 to 3 state championship teams, that would be pretty awesome. Awesome.
Hey, listen, getting to the Final Four are memories for a lifetime. Doing well in the state tournament, you know, the grade 8, as you said earlier in the broadcast, and now Sierra a chance to win their 3rd time in 4 years, and for Lewis Palmer, 3 times they got to the Final Four and couldn't get past the eventual state champions. Twice it was Sierra.
Outside looking in.
Yeah.
And they want it right now, and you know, if they a good series here with the ball, I mean, they pretty much control their own destiny here. They're 1-point lead. Take care of the basketball, make your free throws when you get fouled.
Here's the other thing. If they get it in and you have to foul, Sierra, their next foul will put Lewis Palmer in the double bonus. They get a steal. They go inside. Gordon nearly threw it away. Still plenty of time. 10 seconds. Penetration. Layup no good. Rebound Josh Scott. They got a foul. And they do with 6.7. Again, it'll be 2 free throws for Josh Scott.
It just, you've got to maintain your composure. There's a ton of space, ton of time. Great job, Wesley Gordon with the tip. Now right here, back it out and just take your time. Take your time. You see everybody, it's like a hot potato. Nobody wants to keep the ball. Just take your time, and right there, that's a shot that Jalen Little hits. Got a good look.
Hey, listen, you got a left-handed layup. And the players don't realize it was 2 shots, double bonus. First thing you have to do for Sierra is secure the rebound.
You got to make this free throw.
They do not have a timeout left up. And Scott misses both. You got to go. 2, 1 for the win. Off the front of the lid. Lewis Palmer survives. They're the 4A state champions by a point.
And a great one here tonight. The Sierra Stallions 43, the Lewis Palmer Rangers 44.
What a basketball game, and what a finish. And here comes the trophy. Russ McKinstry's team goes to 27-1. And here's the final 6 seconds. Sharon Wilson, it would have counted. He got it out of his hand, and it was online.
Ooh. You got your senior right behind you. You got a senior right behind you. Drop it off to him. Let him take an uncontested look. Tough way to lose it there. We had an opportunity, missed free throws on the other end.
What a basketball game. So in Josh Scott's senior year, he finally can say, I'm a state champion. Time to get more from our public address announcer here in Boulder, Ken Kreuzer.
Team captains of the team from Sierra, the Sierra Stallions, and Coach Terry Dunn. We congratulate the Sierra Stallions on a great effort. And now your attention to center court, where Farmers Insurance agent Patrick Bieber Smith will present the game ball to the head coach of the Lewis Palmer Rangers, Russ McKinstry. Farmers Insurance. 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 Presenting the game ball on behalf of Farmers Insurance. We thank Farmers Insurance for their commitment to the youth. And now your attention at midcourt as Assistant Commissioner Bert Borgman will present the state championship trophy to the Lewis Palmer Rangers and Coach Russ McKinstry. Lewis Palmer, you are the state champion.
Well, they won a state title back in 1994. 4 straight trips to the Final Four, and they're finally rewarded.
It's so shiny. How exciting is that?
Great finish.
Been a bridesmaid so many years and kicked the door in and went ahead and won it finally.
Let's go to Mark Stout, who is with the winning head coach, Russ McKinstry. Mark?
You are a state champion. How did that sound when you heard that announced?
It's a dream come true, and I'm just real happy for our guys. They battled so hard. We didn't play very well tonight, but we played tough, and tough teams find a way to win. We got it done.
Smith hit a 3 towards the end. Design play?
Yeah, we decided to go for it. We knew they'd be double teaming Josh. Josh has been hitting critical threes all year, so we said, what the heck, let's go for it.
Talk about the Josh Scott-Wesley Gordon matchup. I know you knew it was coming. What did you think about it tonight?
I thought both kids played really well. That's the best I've seen Wesley play, and he stepped up in a big game, but I really felt like Josh matched him blow for blow, and it was fun to watch 2 great kids go at it.
Congratulations, Coach.
Thanks, Mark. Appreciate it.
Drew?
Yeah, it was 2 terrific programs, 2 terrific teams. Well coached. Terry Dunn for Sierra, Russ McKinstry for Lewis Palmer. Obviously, the focal point of the game individually was Josh Scott and Wesley Gordon, and it was a physical game.
It was, and Scott just took advantage of his quickness early on. I mean, hustle plays, getting on the ground, getting loose balls. Did a really nice job taking him to the left, and Wesley Gordon makes him go the other way. He used his right hand, so he was up for the challenge. And now he gets to hold that gold ball. And
you know what? He had 23 points on 10 of 16 shooting, 5 rebounds. Gordon took only 5 shots.
And that's
4 of 5, 9 points, 12 rebounds, 5 blocked shots.
That troubles me. That he is that selfless that he doesn't want to put shots up. It's a tough situation. Both these kids, CU is going to get 2 great kids first of all, and great basketball players as well.
Well, Mark Stouts made his way over to Josh Scott, who's heading right here to Boulder. Mark?
An emotional day for you, huh?
Yeah, I've been waiting so long for that. We all have. I mean, no one knows how much work goes into that. I mean, it's a lot of work, and it's been a 3-year process, but I'm happy for every second of it. And I love these guys, man. I just love them.
23 points, a battle with Wesley, right?
Yep. It's always a battle. Now it's not. Now we can start a new chapter for us, and I'm excited to do that. And I can't say enough about that program. You know, I'm happy we beat them tonight, but they are a hell of a team, you know, really good team.
You were able to get left a little bit, and that's what you tried to do early on.
I'm ambidextrous, so I can use my left or right hand, which comes to my advantage when I play Wesley, who's used to playing right-handed defenders most of the time.
Take me through the final 6 seconds there when Sierra had the ball.
I was thinking, oh God, I just missed 2 free throws. I did that twice this game. I was just like, if I lose this, I'm going to be down on myself for probably the rest of the 2 months and probably the rest of my life for it. So probably the first thing I'm going to do is go shoot some free throws after this, to be honest.
Congratulations. You'll be here next year. Yeah. You know that CU won the Pac-12.
Yeah, I'm so excited for them. NCAA, that's the way it started out. I mean, I'm so excited for Coach Boyle and the guys out there. I mean, when I was watching Spencer Dinwiddie, he was having a great game.
Thank you, Josh. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Drew?
I'll tell you what, I'm blown away. What a wonderful kid. What a humble kid. What a well-spoken kid. He's talking about his future at CU. He's talking about shooting free throws in the gym afterward. The hard worker. We knew that we heard about his work ethic from his coach.
Absolutely, and I think he felt a little pressure after teams, all those so-called top-notch programs dropped off, he dedicated himself to come out and get a scholarship to be the best big man, and he did just that.
Was that a high school senior who was
Saying
just talking there?
About the next chapter.